For decades, the British royal family has been surrounded by an air of mystery unlike almost any other institution in the world. Behind the palace walls lie centuries of history, priceless treasures, and traditions that continue to fascinate millions. Among the greatest mysteries are the magnificent jewels associated with Queen Elizabeth II, pieces that symbolize duty, continuity, and the legacy of the crown. Now, royal watchers are once again asking an intriguing question. As Catherine, Princess of Wales, prepares for her future role as queen, could she be gradually becoming the trusted guardian of some of the monarchy's most treasured heirlooms? While Buckingham Palace has made no announcement suggesting the existence of a secret vault or any special transfer of jewels beyond established royal practices, the growing attention surrounding Catherine's appearances has fueled endless discussion. Every tiara, brooch, necklace, and bracelet she wears becomes the subject of intense analysis. Is there a deeper message behind each carefully chosen piece? Or is the public simply witnessing the natural evolution of a future queen's royal responsibilities? Those questions have reignited fascination with Queen Elizabeth II's remarkable jewelry collection. Throughout her historic 70-year reign, Queen Elizabeth II wore countless pieces that represented not just extraordinary craftsmanship, but the very story of Britain's monarchy. Some jewels were centuries old, passed from monarch to monarch. Others were diplomatic gifts received during state visits across the world. Every gemstone carried memories of coronations, jubilees, weddings, and moments that shaped modern history. Unlike ordinary family heirlooms, many of these jewels are not personal possessions that can simply be handed to anyone. Large portions belong to the royal collection or are held in trust for future sovereigns. Their use follows long-established customs rather than private inheritance. That reality hasn't stopped speculation whenever Catherine appears wearing an iconic piece once associated with the late Queen. Each appearance sparks headlines around the globe. Why this brooch? Why this necklace? Why now? Royal commentators often point out that clothing and jewelry have always served as a silent language inside the monarchy. Without speaking a single word, senior royals can pay tribute to predecessors, acknowledge historic occasions, or reinforce continuity. Few members of the royal family understand that symbolism better than Catherine. Over the years, she has become known for understated elegance rather than extravagance. Instead of introducing dramatic new styles, she frequently combines modern fashion with treasured historic jewels, creating a visual bridge between past and present. Perhaps nowhere was this more evident than during significant national ceremonies following Queen Elizabeth II's passing. Observers noticed Catherine wearing pieces closely associated with the late Queen, including elegant pearl jewelry that carried deep symbolic meaning. Pearls have long represented mourning within royal tradition, making their appearance especially significant during periods of remembrance. Although the palace offered no dramatic explanation, many interpreted those choices as respectful tributes rather than statements of ownership. Still, public fascination only grew stronger. Could these appearances signal increasing trust? Could Catherine already be preparing for responsibilities that extend far beyond public engagements? As Prince William continues his role as heir to the throne, Catherine's own position naturally evolves alongside his. Constitutional experts frequently note that preparation for future kingship and queenship begins years, even decades, before accession. That preparation involves countless responsibilities invisible to the public. Private briefings, historical education, diplomatic protocol, charitable leadership, understanding centuries-old traditions. And yes, becoming familiar with the royal collections that future sovereigns will oversee. This doesn't necessarily mean secret ceremonies or hidden chambers filled with glittering treasures waiting to be unveiled. Rather, it reflects the practical reality that future monarchs and their consorts must understand the significance, care, and ceremonial use of nationally important objects. Nevertheless, mystery has always surrounded the royal jewels themselves. Some pieces are instantly recognizable around the world. The dazzling Cambridge Lover's Knot tiara, famously worn by Diana, Princess of Wales, later became closely associated with Catherine herself. Whenever she wears it, comparisons inevitably emerge, not to create rivalry, but to celebrate continuity between generations. Other jewels remain rarely seen. Some appear only during state banquets. Others have not been worn publicly for decades. This selective use naturally inspires curiosity. Royal historians explain that timing matters enormously. Certain jewels may be reserved for occasions of exceptional national importance, while others are chosen because they complement diplomatic relationships or historical anniversaries. Every appearance tells a carefully considered story. Catherine's growing confidence in these formal settings has also attracted praise from commentators who see her balancing respect for tradition with a modern image of the monarchy. Unlike Hollywood glamour, royal jewelry serves a constitutional purpose. These aren't merely luxury accessories. They represent history. They symbolize continuity. They remind audiences that today's monarchy is connected to hundreds of years of tradition stretching back through generations of kings and queens. Perhaps that's why every jewel Catherine wears receives worldwide attention within minutes. Photos circulate instantly. Experts identify gemstones. Historians explain previous owners. Fashion writers analyze styling decisions. Social media erupts with theories. Sometimes those theories become far more dramatic than reality itself. One recurring claim imagines hidden collections accessible only to the sovereign or a select few trusted family members. While secure storage for priceless royal treasures certainly exists, there is no verified evidence supporting sensational stories about secret ceremonial vaults where newly chosen royals receive private access. Yet the fascination persists because mystery is part of what has always made monarchy compelling. The public doesn't simply admire diamonds. People admire the stories behind them. Imagine standing before a necklace worn during a royal wedding generations ago. A brooch that witnessed wartime speeches. A tiara photographed at state banquets attended by presidents, kings, and queens from across the globe. Each piece becomes more than jewelry. It becomes living history. And Catherine increasingly finds herself connected to that history. Her public image has evolved steadily since joining the royal family. Initially viewed as a young newcomer learning centuries-old customs, she is now widely regarded as one of the monarchy's most experienced senior working royals. Years of official tours, hundreds of charitable engagements, national commemorations, diplomatic receptions, state occasions. Each appearance has reinforced the perception that she understands the quiet discipline expected of future queens. That reputation has earned admiration from many royal supporters. Commentators frequently note her consistency, careful preparation, and ability to keep attention focused on the causes she supports rather than herself. Ironically, that very discretion has only intensified public curiosity. Because Catherine rarely discusses private royal matters, every visible detail becomes open to interpretation. A familiar brooch suddenly returns. A historic pair of earrings appears. An antique bracelet is worn during an important ceremony. Within hours, newspapers and online commentators begin asking what message might be hidden behind the choice. Sometimes the answer is simple. Sometimes historians discover meaningful historical connections. And sometimes, the mystery remains unsolved. That uncertainty is precisely what keeps millions watching every royal appearance. Could today's jewel become tomorrow's headline? Could an overlooked heirloom quietly return after decades away from public view? Could another symbolic tribute honor Queen Elizabeth II's extraordinary legacy in a way few initially recognize? Those questions ensure that every future state banquet, remembrance service, diplomatic reception, and royal celebration will be examined in remarkable detail. For Catherine, that means every appearance carries weight far beyond fashion. It reflects continuity, responsibility, respect for history, and the gradual preparation for a role that, one day, may place her alongside Britain's next king. But if the public believes they've already uncovered every royal treasure connected to Queen Elizabeth II's remarkable legacy, they may be surprised by what historians continue to discover about the stories behind these extraordinary heirlooms. As Catherine's royal journey continues, interest in the monarchy's historic jewels is unlikely to fade. Each carefully chosen heirloom serves as a reminder of the crown's enduring traditions and the generations who wore these treasures before her. While many online stories about secret vaults and dramatic revelations remain unverified, the genuine history behind these remarkable pieces is compelling in its own right. Whether at a state banquet, remembrance service, or future coronation, Catherine's thoughtful use of royal heirlooms will continue to symbolize continuity, duty, and respect for Queen Elizabeth II's lasting legacy, ensuring these priceless treasures remain part of Britain's living history.